I play a lot of melee casters, and the Eldritch Knight Fighter is my favorite. But I hear a lot of people saying it's underpowered compared to other options like the Hexblade and Bladesinger. Today we're going to tell you why we disagree and show you how to really get some power out of your Eldritch Knight. Hi everyone, and welcome to our 1-year anniversary episode of the Dungeon Crashers. I'm Guy.
And I'm Zapeel. Hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell if you want to be notified when we post our exciting D&D content. You need to like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. We want to get monetized, and we still need help doing that. We have a lot of ideas for this channel, and we want to get there, so hit that subscribe button, help us get monetized. As Guy said, this is our 1-year anniversary episode, and our very first build was an Eldritch Knight War Magic Wizard, and we are going to revisit it today and build it a little bit differently. The Eldritch Knight is a great subclass, but we think its role is a little misunderstood. Oftentimes we hear people talking about it, they focus on its weaker spellcasting and compare it to a martial caster's. It doesn't really shine in such comparisons as it lacks the high-level casting of Hexblades and Bladesingers, and it lacks the power of the Paladin's Smite. However, that isn't the role Eldritch Knights want to be taking on. It's more of a fighter than a caster. Its spells are more in line with Battlemaster maneuvers, a class feature to help to be a better fighter. So instead of being a weak caster, they are a fighter which, in our opinion, has the best and most versatile class features of all the fighter subclasses, and played properly, can be a very strong member of any party. We are also starting our series based on Strixhaven's campaign setting. Strixhaven's is a setting based on Magic the Gathering set, and it represents a magical university where students can go to master their magical powers. Unlike Ravnica's setting, this isn't tied all that heavily with the card game. This university could be set in mini campaign worlds with a little adaptation and could be a fun springboard for longer campaigns or a fun standalone campaign. Strixhaven University has 5 colleges, each devoted to a different type of magic, and in the card game, these represent different combinations of the color of cards used in that game. Each college has a very different philosophy and attracts different character types. The students are almost always casters, but there are some exceptions. The adventures that take place in this setting are very heavy on the roleplay aspect of Dungeons & Dragons. As a student, you have classes, take tests, join clubs, and establish relationships with other students and faculty. There is a fair bit of combat as well, but it takes a back seat to the other parts of the story, so the characters we build are going to be heavy on abilities that are useful for students as much as they are useful in a fight.
Now, the college we are building our first member around is the Quandrix College. The college is all about mathematics. The students use formulas to alter the world around them, creating fractal constructs, changing the size of things, teleporting around, and generally just altering reality in their favor. They tend to be intelligent and scholarly, and study nature as well as abstract theory. Each college has a background associated with them, and when making a character, you can choose one of these as your background. The backgrounds are a little strange in that they give you abilities as if you were a member of a particular college. However, in the game, you start at your first day of school and don't even join a particular college until later in the adventure. In our campaign, we interpret these backgrounds to be the skills and abilities that you had that got the attention of the university and why you were chosen as a student, rather than things you actually learned at the school. The background we are taking is called, simply enough, the Quandrix student background. It has a number of features that common backgrounds don't have, as well as the things you would expect. First, it gives proficiency in the Arcana and Nature skills, as well as an artisan tool of your choice. Tinker's tools or alchemist supplies would suit the scholarly nature of the character we are trying to create. It also grants one language of your choice. And you gain the Strixhaven Initiate feat as a bonus and must choose Quandrix as your college. This feat is a variant of Magic Initiate. It limits the cantrips you can choose and what spell list you can choose from, but the spell you choose becomes known to you and you can cast it with any spell slot you have. The Quandrix Initiate lets you pick 2 cantrips from among Mage Hand, Druidcraft, and Guidance. Mage Hand is very useful in a variety of situations, and Guidance is in my opinion one of the best non-combat cantrips in the game, especially in a setting like this one where skill checks are going to be important. You can also pick a first level spell from either the Druid or Wizard lists. We're going to choose Healing Word from the Druid list. This spell is great for us for a number of reasons. Healing is something that is usually unavailable to Eldritch Knights or Wizards. Also, it is a bonus action to cast, so it doesn't interfere with us attacking in combat. Reactions and bonus actions are great for martial spellcasters, allowing them to maximize their use of the action economy in the game. The feat also adds certain spells to any class list you might have as a caster. You can choose these as spells known, add them to your spellbook, and prepare them exactly if they are on that spell list. How this works with Eldritch Knight is up to the DM. Technically, Eldritch Knight uses the wizard list and can only choose evocation and abjuration spells, except at certain levels, so sometimes you won't be able to choose some of these spells. Your DM could, however, state that since these spells come from your background, you can choose them in place of an evocation or abjuration. We're going to build this character using the rules as written, but talk to your DM about how they see it.
Strixhaven is situated in its own demiplane and attracts students from all over the multiverse, so any race is possible, and you will encounter students from all sorts of exotic races. We are going to stick with races that exist within the game of Magic the Gathering, but really anything goes here. For our race, we are choosing the Hexblood from Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Hexbloods are created by hags and are how hags reproduce. Hags are a Magic the Gathering race, and it fits in here. Our parents wanted a child, but were unable to have one, so they made a bargain with a witch, and you were the result. You have features that resemble a hag that created you, including a crown-like feature around your head, often called an Elder Cross, or Witch's Turn, which marks you clearly as not human. You may also have other hag-like features. The magic the hag used to create you made you a fey creature. Your size can be medium or small. We are going to be medium as we see this character being based off of human parents. We have a walking speed of 30 feet and a 60-foot dark vision and can speak common and one other language. We also gain Ancestral Legacy, which gives us 2 skills of our choice. We are going to take Perception and Investigation. We are very alert and inquisitive. Growing up as something of an outcast, our fey nature led us to spending our time exploring the forest and uncovering secrets. We also have the ability tied to our hag nature called Eerie Token. Once per long rest, you can use a bonus action to harmlessly remove a fingernail, lock of hair, or a tooth and imbue it with magic. You can communicate telepathically with a creature carrying the token that is within 10 miles. As an action, you can send a message of up to 25 words to that creature. Also, if the token is within 10 miles of you, you can enter a trance for 1 minute and scry on the token. You can see and hear exactly as if you were at the token's location. While in this trance, your body is blinded and deafened, and when the trance ends, the token is destroyed. You also have Hex Magic from your ancestry, allowing you to cast Hex and Disguise Self once per day without using a spell slot, and you know these spells and can cast them with any spell slot you have.
Hexbloods get the flexible ability scores that Wizards is using for most new races, which are 3 +1 bonuses that you can put wherever you like, but no more than 2 on the same ability. We want a 10 on Strength. While a hag doesn't have to be physically powerful, they aren't known for being weak. A 15 on Dexterity, making it 16 with a bonus. We are wiry and quick by nature. A 13 on Constitution, making it 14 with a bonus. We are also naturally tough and hardy. We put a 15 on Intelligence, making it 16 with our last bonus. We are scholarly and naturally inquisitive, wanting to learn as much as we can about the world. We put a 10 in Wisdom. We are not uncommonly wise, but are very perceptive and are not a fool. Lastly, we put an 8 in Charisma. We have lived a lonely life and aren't used to dealing with people, and our unusual nature tends to make others suspicious of us. And we start play as a fighter. This is a magical school we are attending, but we have no formal training yet. We do, however, have some magical talent, knowing 2 cantrips and the spells Healing Word, Hex, and Disguise Self. We're in many ways as skilled as some of the other new students. From Fighter, we get proficiency with all armor and weapons, as well as strength and constitution saves. We also get proficiency with 2 skills from the Fighter list, and we're taking Acrobatics and History. Our life of exploring in the wild has made us quick and nimble, and we have learned a lot of ancient lore from the Fae and other creatures who live there. We also gain Second Wind, allowing us to heal 1d10 hit points once per short or long rest. And we also gain a fighting style, and we're taking Dueling. 2 weapon style would be great for this character, but we need a free hand for casting. For starting equipment, we have studded leather armor, a short sword, and a dagger. We also want a sling for range attacks until we get some attack cantrips. Now, during school, we won't likely be walking around with a sword and armor. Students frequently carry a dagger, staff, or rod, but otherwise are frequently unarmed. So you'll be fighting with a dagger a lot when encounters happen.
At second level, we have devoted ourselves to our studies and learned a great deal about magic, and we take first level of wizard. During our classes, we have scribed a number of spells into our spell book. We learned detect magic and identify because our teachers consider them the basics of magic. Because of our studies, Guiding Bolt and Entangle are added to the wizard list for us, and we add both of them to our spell book. Guiding Bolt is one of the best low-level damaging spells and is usually only available to clerics. And Entangle has a powerful effect that gives us a huge advantage in combat. We also want mage armor, as we don't typically wear armor around school. Lastly, we will take silvery barbs. This spell is primarily taught to Silver Quill students, but using magic to alter probability fits right in with your mathematical studies, and you persuade a fellow student to teach it to you. You also gain the 3 cantrips from the wizard list, and you want Green Flame Blade, making your dagger more effective in combat. We also want Ray of Frost, giving us a useful range attack. And lastly, we want Toll the Dead, to damage creatures that fail a wisdom save. This cantrip is especially effective against a creature we have wounded. We are learning a lot of combat spells because we hope one day to join the Dragon Guards, which are an elite warriors who protect the school and its founder dragons. At 3rd level, we continue with our magical studies, getting 2nd level of Wizard. Our student advisor has noted our interest in combat magic and has encouraged us to study war magic, which focuses on the schools of evocation and abjuration. As a war magic wizard, we gain a keen understanding of how to assess a battle and quickly calculate the best plan of attack. This gives us tactical wit, allowing us to add our intelligence modifier to our initiative rolls. We also gain arcane deflection, allowing us to project a magical ward when we are struck by an attack or when we fail a saving throw. When this happens, we use our reaction to add a +2 to our armor class or a +4 to our saving throw roll, possibly changing the outcome. This is a powerful ability. Unlike some abilities like this, you can use it after you know the outcome of the roll. The +4 to the saves is obviously strong. The +2 of the armor class seems less impressive, but Guy and I have both played War Magic Wizards, and it actually works a lot of the time. In our campaign, the DM lets us see what the enemy rolled, but doesn't let us know what the enemy needs to hit us. However, this gives us a good idea when using this ability will be helpful. After a few rounds of combat, we have usually figured out what the enemy modifiers are and know exactly when to use this ability. After using this ability, we can't cast any spells but cantrips until our next turn. This is a real trade-off for a straight caster, but we intend to focus on melee so it doesn't hurt us as much. We learn 2 more spells from the wizard list, and we want Shield as a more powerful alternative to our arcane deflection, and we want Comprehend Languages to help us study all strange tomes in the library.
And at 4th level, we return to Fighter, taking 2nd level. We have joined the school's fencing club and have been practicing our sword play, and begin using a rapier instead of a short sword, and may be able to carry it openly around campus. We also gain Action Surge, allowing us to take an extra action on our turn once for short or long rest. This could allow us to make 2 attack actions, or cast a spell and a cantrip, or attack and cast a spell. At 5th level, we continue our training, taking 3rd level, getting our martial archetype, and we want Eldritch Knight. Our studies focus on mixing magic with swordplay, and we are dutiful students of evocation and abjuration magic, making this a natural fit for us. We get the ability Weapon Bond, which lets us form a magical bond with up to 2 weapons. When bonded to a weapon, we can't be disarmed of it, and as long as we are on the same plane as it, we can use a bonus action to summon it to our hand. This means even if our rapier is in our dorm room, we can have it instantly. It could also allow us to get back a dagger we have thrown at an enemy. We gain 3 spells from the wizard list, 2 of which must be abjuration or evocation. We'll take Absorb Elements, which is a strong defensive reaction, which will also boost our melee attacks. We also take Chromatic Orb for another strong attack spell that gives us a variety of damage types to choose from. And for our free spell, we will take Ice Knife, which is a ranged attack spell that also has an area of effect. We also learn 2 more cantrips, and we want Lightning Lure for a ranged attack that can pull enemies into melee with us, and Thunderclap, doing damage to all adjacent creatures. Our cantrips also improve at this level, adding an extra dice of damage. This also boosts Green Flame Blade now. It deals an extra d8 fire damage to the target, and a d8 plus our intelligence modifier to a creature within 5 feet of the target. This helps make up for not getting extra attack at this level. We also get 2 2nd level spell slots, but don't have any 2nd level spells yet. However, we have a number of spells that are very strong when cast at a higher level. At 6th level, we continue with our martial studies, taking 4th level fighter, getting an ability booster feat, and we're going to improve our dexterity. Intelligence would also be a valid choice here, but we think dex will give us a little more value. We also learn another spell that can be evocation or abjuration, and we want Burning Hands for a good area of effect spell. We could also take Magic Missile for its perfect accuracy.
Yeah. At 7th level, we take 5th level of Fighter, getting extra attack, allowing us to attack twice instead of once when we take the attack action. This will often be better than using Green Flame Blade unless we are fighting multiple enemies, but it is still great to have the option. At 8th level, we'll take 6th level of fighter, getting another ability boost, and now we will make our intelligence 18. As we get to add both intelligence and dexterity to initiative, this gives us a +8, making us very fast in combat. We should be using this to our advantage, casting Entangle before any of our enemies get a chance to move. This can be a winning strategy, as can casting Hex as a bonus action, and then engaging a powerful foe before it has a chance to target one of our weaker allies. At 9th level, we taking 7th level of fighter. From Eldritch Knight, we get War Magic. Whenever we use our action to cast a cantrip, we can use our bonus action to make a weapon attack. This works nicely with Green Flame Blade, letting us use that for an attack and follow up with a Sword Strike. This also can work with ranged attacks. We could use Ray of Frost at an enemy and then throw a dagger at them. We also learn 2nd level spells and can add another spell known, which must be Evocation or Abjuration, and we will be taking Scorching Ray for a powerful damage spell that can be targeted at multiple creatures. At 10th level, we taking 8th level of fighter, getting an ability boost, and we want to cap our dexterity at 20, reflecting our increasing sword skill and giving us a solid armor class. Having 18 with mage armor up, or 17 if we are wearing our armor. With our arcane deflection or shield available, this will make us very hard to hit, but we are going to improve our defenses even more. We learn another spell, and it can be from any school, and we want Mirror Image, which does not require concentration, giving us excellent protection and fits in both with our Fey heritage, which favors illusions and glamours, and also our college, which teaches the value of using illusions. By this level, we have completed our studies at the school and have joined the Dragon Guard and begin adventuring beyond the school grounds. As a graduate and member of the Guards, we have a status equal to an associate professor and are free to continue our education, taking on graduate classes in between our adventures.
At 12th level, we're going to buckle down on our classwork and take 3rd level Wizard. We can add 2 spells to our book, and we want Rhymes Binding Ice from Fitzvin's Treasury of Dragons, which creates a cone of frost that also freezes those who fail their save, reducing their movement to 0 until either they or someone else spends an action to free them. From our background, we get Enlarge, Reduce, and Vortex Warp added to our spell list, and we're taking Vortex Warp. This is a signature spell of the Quandrix College, and it allows us to use our action to teleport a creature within 90 feet of you to another space within that range. Unwilling creatures get a Constitution save to avoid this, but in many cases, this can be more useful when used on your allies to get them out of danger or put them in a better position. We also have 3rd level spell slots now, but no 3rd level spells, but our low level spells can benefit from being upcast. At 12th level, we take 4th level Wizard, getting another ability boost, and we're going to cap our intelligence at 20, becoming the best student we can be, and an example to the underclassmen. We also add 2 more spells to our spellbook, and we want Misty Step so that we can teleport ourselves, and Phantasmal Force for another powerful illusion that can remove an enemy from a fight and possibly even damage them. And at 13th level, we take 9th level Fighter, getting our first use of Indomitable, allowing us to re-roll a failed save once per long rest. We also gain a 4th level spell slot, but don't have any 4th level spells yet. At 14th level, we take 10th level Fighter. From Eldritch Knight, we gain Eldritch Strike, allowing us to use our attacks to undercut an enemy's resistance to our spells, giving a creature we hit with an attack disadvantage on saves against the next spell we cast on them. This would be a great way to set up an enemy to fail against a disabling spell like Phantasmal Force. We can also learn another spell, and it can be from any school, and another great spell to combine with Eldritch Strike would be Hold Person, letting us cripple humanoid enemies. We also learn another cantrip, and we want Booming Blade as an alternative to Green Flame Blade for when we are fighting a single opponent or are up against a fire-resistant enemy.
Yeah. At 15th level, we take 11th level of Fighter, getting improved extra attack, allowing us to attack 3 times instead of 2 when taking the attack action. Combined with Action Surge, we could make 6 attacks in 1 round. We also learn another spell that can be Evocation or Abjuration, and we want Shatter for another strong area of effect attack that will benefit for being cast at higher level slot. At 16th level, we take 12th level of Fighter, getting an ability boost or feat, and we want to make our Constitution 16, giving us better concentration and more hit points. At 17th level, we take 13th level of Fighter. We get the second use of Indomitable, making us even more resilient in the fight. We learn another spell, and it can be 3rd level from Evocation or Abjuration School, and we want Fireball. It is a powerful area of effect spell, and when cast in a higher level slot, it stays strong compared to higher level damage spells. At 18th level, we take 14th level of Fighter. We get another ability boost, and we will keep pushing our Constitution, making it 18. Spells like Hex and Phantasmal Force require concentration, and we don't want to lose them. Since we are also proficient with Constitution saves, we shouldn't have any trouble keeping them. We also learn another spell, and it can be from any school, and we want Blink, being a powerful defensive spell that doesn't require concentration, and it fits well with the theme of the Quandrix College. At 19th level, we take 15th level of Fighter. From Eldritch Knight, we gain Arcane Charge, allowing us to teleport up to 30 feet when we use our Action Surge, and we can teleport before taking the second action. This is very in character for our college and can be a very powerful maneuver in a fight. We also gain a 5th level spell slot, letting us get more value out of our lower level spells. We finish at 20th level, taking 16th level of Fighter, getting another ability boost, and we'll use it to cap off our Constitution at 20 for a maximum hit points and Constitution saves. This will give us over 200 hit points on average. Combined with our armor class and powerful defensive spells, we are a solid tank for our party that is also able to deal considerable damage. We learn our last spell, and we want Counterspell to help shut down enemy casters.
So I think this demonstrates what I meant by Eldritch Knights not being underpowered. Even though their spell selection is limited, it suits the role they want to fill in the party, and have more effective spells than Paladin or Ranger, as well as having cantrips that those classes usually lack. Our class abilities like War Magic and Eldritch Strike complement our role very well. We may lack the immediate damage that a Paladin can do with a Smite, but War Magic does not require using spell slots, and provides a smaller but consistent boost to our damage. We do lack the high-level spellcasting of Blade Singers, Hexblades, or Swords Bards, but that is not the role in the party. We are at heart a fighter, and we engage the enemy, make attacks, and tank damage to protect the full casters. Our spells provide us with defense and versatility in dealing with enemies. We are fine standing toe-to-toe with the big bad evil guy, but we also have area of effect spells to deal with his minions, direct damage spells for when we need to fight at range, teleportation to get us or others around the battlefield, and useful spells to turn the battle in our favor. Our dip into War Magic Wizard gives us a more versatile spell selection, some higher level spell slots, as well as a powerful tool in Arcane Deflection, but isn't strictly necessary. A single class Eldritch Knight will still have all the tools it needs to shine in battle and support its party.
Definitely. So now that Guy has discussed the value of this build in a fight, I want to talk about its value as a student. It has proficiency in all the knowledge skills except religion. It also is proficient with investigation, letting us search up obscure information in the library or scrounge it up from other sources. Spells like guidance and comprehend languages will aid in its studies, giving it advantage on tests and getting access to tomes that it might otherwise be unable to read. As to the social part of the college life, our low charisma and lack of social proficiencies means we are not going to be the popular kid or have an easy time making friends, particularly since hags might have a poor reputation. However, our intelligence will make us highly sought out as tutors, lab partners, and a member of a group project. We can also excel in extracurricular activities such as fencing, dragon chess, the gymnastics club, or the silk ball club. Our athletics combined with our teleportation could make us very strong members of the Mage Tower team, which is Strixhaven's main school sport and is something like capture the flag with magic and obstacles. We should focus on being a good student, and hopefully some social extrovert like a Silver Quill or Prismari will become our friend and help us navigate the campus social life. We hope you enjoyed this character and the Strixhaven setting. If so, please let us know in the comment section below, along with any suggestions or build ideas. Next week, when we continue our look into Strixhavens with a member of the Silver Quill College. We hope you will join us for that, and until next time, cheers!
Cheers!